why are you performing?
I think that the classical music tradition in Europe is a very high value, and it contains a big part of our civilization. And I see myself as being a part in that, keeping it alive. And on the other hand, I feel deeply blessed being able to be privileged to do that profession, and that's the reason I want to share that with you, the audience.
Thank you. Markus and Azagaia, over to you again. Why and how do you create your music?
Well, first I think the music has to come from the heart. I think that is the very first thing. After I decide what is the theme of the music, I create a concept, a clever way to deliver this music, and so after that it's more easy, because I just start with the lines and come 1 and 2 and 3. So after a couple of days the song is on and I record it. Basically this is my creative process. It's very simple.
Markus, when you're creating music, how do you do it and why do you do it?
I'm not a composer, so I'm not a direct creator of music. I see myself as a recreator of written music, and my job is to discover the structure of a music piece and to fill it with life. And so I see my place behind the composition.
Does your music have a message?
Of course it has a message. I think the general message of the music doesn't matter if it's from Bach, Mozart, or contemporary composer. The message is love, because the compositions I play, it's the result of people who dedicate their whole life, their whole being, to create music, to enrich us, the listeners. And therefore I think that the general message which is transported by music, is love.
And your messages, Azagaia?
Well, basically, I think that my people has to stand up for their rights and have to fight. It's a big struggle to us, because, well, it's like, since I was born, I always listen stories about bloodshed, poverty, and it's like, well, we have to change it. So, to change it, we can't just wait for a leader to come and change it for us. It has to be us. When I say us, I'm talking about African people, because it's the people that I represent here. And basically my message is this: it's fight, it's hope, because I think that we are not free yet. We still have to fight for it. So that's my message, basically.
Markus, what is your role in music, in the performance? You were talking about before that you're recreating what other people did before you. But what is your role then? How do you see that?
I think I said it before. So I see myself more like a worker. I have more modest idea of my profession. Of course, in a performance, it should be the idea that the one who's playing there, in my concerts it's me, creates the music in the moment, and that's the reason why concerts work, why they impress us. But as I told you, I'm behind the work, and I'm just trying my best to present the work of others with all its beauty and all its truth.
And to you, Azagaia, how do you see your performing, your role in the performing, and how you connect to your cultural background in your work?
Well, Basically, I think that some of you here have seen me performing once, maybe yesterday, and at the Hamasus Festival. I don't know if any of you were there, but basically, when I'm on stage, it's about energy, because people in my country, they have this hungry for the change, but they need the energy, they need the power, they need to be inspired to it. So this is something that I try to do when I'm on stage, and that's why I wear this suit most of the times that I'm performing, because I think that this suit means to be a fighter, to be a soldier of what we believe. So when people see me, they has to see this fighter, and they has to see the fighter inside them. So I think I try to respond to you.
Yes, I think you did it very well. Thank you. And you, Markus, we've talked in different ways about your role as a performer, but in terms of your cultural background, what importance does that have in your work?
I think that the music I play most, my repertoire is based on the German classical and romantic repertoire. And the music contains, of course, all the high values of honesty, truth, love. And of course I'm connected with this, and I just can say that when I started choosing music as a profession, maybe at the age of 17, I felt a deep resonance inside of me to do that.
Yeah. Azagaia, I don't know if some of the audience have seen your YouTube performances, but you see huge audiences, highly excited. How is it you reach people that way and move people that way?
Well, I think that there is, all these illusional things of the world are very beautiful, but people needs reality. And when people get connected to the reality, it's something. Sometimes it gets electrified. I'm going to tell you about a thing that happened once. When I went to Angola, my first time there. Angola is a country where they speak Portuguese as Mozambique, and we had the same colonialists, the Portuguese, and so our realities are very connected. So when I was at the end of the show, there was a song which the chorus in Portuguese is Quem vendeu a minha pátria, quem vendeu a minha pátria. And I have sing this here too, and in English is who the hell sold my homeland? Who the hell sold my homeland? And you see, the people was hearing it, and I was teaching them the chorus, but they sang with me, and they did that. But beside that, they started to respond like who they think that sold their homeland, their country. And I don't know if it's a surprise or no, but it was something uncomfortable at that time. They started to shout the name of their president without anyone say to them. It was like 6,000 people telling, like, when I say who the hell sold my homeland, and they shout the name of their president. And it was something very, like, the organization was like, wow, what's going on? So it's something, when I say it's about the truth, it's about the changing this exchange of energy. It's that when the people, when the audience is connected with the artist, and when they feel what the artist is telling them, everything can happen.
We wanted to give you this rare opportunity to actually not only listen to music, but also to understand a little bit the powerful people behind it. But the last question here is, who is your audience? And how does your audience react? We already heard from Azagaia, Markus. Let's hear that from you.
Yes, my audience. Who's my audience? I think it's you. It's and in other cases, it's the normal concert goer. I can say it like this, maybe. And of course, the reaction in a classical concert is different. Normally, the audience stays silently. And by the way, I like that. But 2 weeks ago, I performed in a German town, and there was an 80-year-old lady coming backstage. And she was crying, and she told me, well, I'm going to concerts since 70 years. And this was the most beautiful concert I ever attended. And this is for me like winning the Oscar, you know. And I want to win the Oscar too, but nevertheless, but this was really beautiful.
Eu nunca viro a cara luta, sou gigoloso e a vida é prostituta. Sou como a estátua de sabor, a minha postura nunca muda. Não se quebra, não se dobra, não se verga, não enferruja, se alimenta de escândalos de mulher até que abusa. Eu aprendi a desaprender todo esse medo que me ensinaram. Chamem-me Edson Mandela pelo tempo que me aprisionaram. Prisão domiciliária, eles veem, tu não lhes vês. E dão-te ração diária pelas rádios e TVs. Eu me orgulho da diferença, tu tens vergonhas dela. Tu és branco, tu és preto, a minha cor é aguarela. Eu não me defino nos padrões do Banco Mundial e FMI. Eu me defino nos padrões espirituais de Gandhi. Muitos sabem o preço de uma vida, poucos sabem o seu valor. Então vejo muitos a comprá-la para usá-la como penhor. Então eu vivo cada dia como se fosse o último. E tenho ais e valetes na manga como trunfo tu. Nacionalizas o global, eu globalizo o nacional. E organizo o funeral desse mundialismo ocidental. Pessoas, o que são pessoas? Pessoas, o que são pessoas? Eu me afirmo independente em cada palavra que sai da minha boca. Eu me afirmo independente cada vez que o vento sopra. Eu me afirmo independente cada vez que cada sentimento sai da minha boca. Eu me afirmo independente cada vez que eu tenho a minha música, tenho a minha voz para vos dar a todos.